Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. I'm early, 11:26 on my clock. But the whole thing about like if you're earlier on time, great. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy that I started when I did with YouTube. I'm gonna get Instagram running so soon. Oh my gosh. Hang tight. It's gonna be a long day, a nice night. Gonna go to sleep. Yeah. When I got okay, I don't know. I don't know where to go. I was going somewhere, but I don't know where to go. How about dashboard? I don't know if I should do that. But I am going to make it a bigger screen so that I can see everything. Yes. Okay. Um, let's see. Should I start Instagram 3 minutes early? Wow, my hand just looks so big on YouTube. Instagram is going, it's 3 minutes to 11:30, so it's great. I started the YouTube 5 minutes before 11:30. Great, everything's good. I'm not doing music this time because I think that really funks with the Instagram feed. Let's see if I can do some music here. No, that's not what I want. Great. Let's just do a little music, okay? I don't know. I've never heard this before. I feel like maybe I'm on crazy pills right now, but I'm about to play it because the thumbnail's like the lover's card. Okay. I'm only gonna play a little bit. Get the energy going. I got my baton, a little chime. So let's activate the energy. Tell me, are you feeling me, hearing me? Are you seeing me? Gonna activate this, gotta activate this energy. I'm sorry if this is loud, by the way. I don't know. I hope not. Yes. I don't know if it's going if there's gonna be a drop, okay? But this is a nice little rising so far. Yes. Energy rise, energy rise, energy rising. This is Mose. That is the name of this artist. They're on Facebook, Mose Musica, SoundCloud, Mose Musica, and Bandcamp. Mose Musica. Excellent. 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 This is a little over 6 years old. 5 years old. This upload has had over 1 million views on YouTube. Yes, yes. I said I wasn't gonna play a lot. I'm gonna stay true to my word. Excellent. Ooh, all right, but I am gonna check that out after this live. Um, Hello, hello. It's one of my filler words, so bear with me as I on my way through this stream. Okay, I am so happy. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, if you come in live right now, it looks like nobody's here other than myself from all the zeros I see on YouTube, the 2 zeros I see on YouTube. But with that being said, I'm happy for whoever watches in the future, and I'm happy to just be here. Thank you for letting me be here. Like, I'm just happy to be living right now, even though times have been chaotic. I know you feel it. Yeah, it's been such a intense amalgamation of energy happening with these eclipses and the Pluto transitioning and all these things. Saturn's been wilding this week in good and not so good ways. Like, it's been challenging for sure. And I think that's a big aspect of these eclipses that just passed, of this season of this year, of this Pluto transits. Going from Pluto being in Capricorn to Pluto being in Aquarius to Pluto being in Capricorn later next month. Yeah, it's all about transitioning, which is big stuff. So I just wanted to do an Aether reading. I did a reading for the first eclipse of this year, but I did not do one for the partner eclipse of the Scorpio full moon, because I was just tried left and right by energies, and I was like, you know what, I need to just chill out and focus on maintaining and sustaining and embracing. So I didn't stress out over uploading anything. I just didn't. What I did do before that even is cut my hair. Okay, so yeah, this most recent full moon Scorpio penumbral penumbral eclipse, that's what it was about, like letting go of things. That's like the the energy of Scorpio. It's the transformation, the challenging of resiliency, which I'm going to talk about more in a little bit, because I'm going to go into today's highlighted major transits that are happening courtesy of time passages. Um, yeah, so let's go ahead and go into that, and then we'll go back into like things that I think are probably being shaken and stirred right now, because this eclipse energy, and then we will go into the cards. Yes, I just kissed everybody. Okay, so today, May 10th, happy birthday, Jennifer. Today, we are going to talk about just the major transits that are happening, and that's 5 transits that are going on. So, first of all, the moon if the moon is not in Aquarius, it's in Pisces. I think it's in Aquarius, though. It has that expansive energy going on. So that instinctive energy going on. So right now, today, the sun is conjunct Uranus, the planet of Uranus, which basically coming together because of their different qualities is really encouraging expressing individuality, which is also nice in tandem with Mercury being sextile to Saturn, which is like really encouraging new possibilities, new connections, new opportunities possibly. And that's exciting for just the general of us and for us individually. Okay. Instinctive awarenesses are being elevated and expanded, um, because the moon is also opposing Mars. And it may feel like our creative flow is a bit restricted, but it's a challenge. Again, it's a challenge for us, um, to keep going with the things that we are passionate about and the things that like give us life, give us purpose and stuff like that. So and stuff like that. Okay, so uh, Jupiter's also square Pluto, which is also sort of going into this idea of, the effort that we put in right now is going to be rewarded, maybe not immediately and maybe not as soon as we wish, but it will be rewarded. This is bugging me. That's okay. So that's exciting. So whatever we're doing right now, if it's toward our goals, if it's toward our passions, if it's aligned with us, um, it's going to really bear fruit eventually. Okay. And then I think that the aspect that's going to help us most with like getting past that sense of restriction with our creative flow is going to be that the moon is also sextile Neptune, and that's going to bring us a lot of clarity at this time, especially with this eclipse energy that we're still thrust in, as as it is. Um, that that sense of clarity is going to be sort of like a refreshing energy because Scorpio is all about like sort of depth, and I think this is sort of giving us a range to embrace ourselves and our actions and our abilities in a lighter way. It was very heavy. It's been very heavy, this energy that we've been in. So I feel like maybe since yesterday, the 9th of May, it's been a little lighter. It's been much kinder, and I think that the reason why it was so heavy is because everything was so deep, and there was so much pressure. Um, Shout out to Scorpio, okay? So that is it for today for today's update. Um, and also the moon sextile Neptune is also going to instill the sense of compassion for suffering, which brings me to my sweater. It was a gift from my sister, Charm. But this company is an amazing company. They been through something.com. I would head to the About Us page because it's very harrowing, the story that sort of brought this to be what it is. And it's further tying into that sense of resilience, that sense of resonance, that sense of um, follow through. Okay. And then also go check out their merch. They have hoodies, shirts, and beanies. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So, if you don't know by now, if you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. Okay, so if you don't know about what is going on astrologically, if you are not in the throes of everything, so the prenumbral eclipse happened the 5th of May. And it's also called the flower moon because that's when flowers start popping up in the northern hemisphere. Okay. Um, it was a prenumbral eclipse is more of a shadowy, like eclipse, it's not as opaque. So that is that. Um, so in the video that I actually did, that I did not continue because I was like, it's just too much. There's too much going on. Um, in that video, that shadow aspect kept coming up. Okay. And not only, let me see, let me just go into it. I wrote it all down. Do, 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 do. Okay. So shadows are also, in my observation, shadows can be like reflections, you know what I mean? Um, like when we are walking and the sun is shining down on us, we see ourselves in another light, and that's the shadow. There cannot be light without dark. You feel me? And that is great, um, a great experience of that balance, right? So I think that really the tran- transformation energy of the Scorpio full moon that just passed was really challenging us to balance out our shadow sides and our light sides, and by means of learning to let things go, really. um it says, oh, this definitely is like a continuation energy of the partial eclipse in Taurus in October of last year of 2022, where it's like adjust the message there was adjustments are needed, right? So things related to our experience. It's definitely going to relate to incorporating love into all we do as well. Oop. Um, at this time, as we go into these next 6 months, it's really going to be a game changer. What we subject ourselves and allow ourselves to um, enter into, and the things we allow to enter into our environment. Okay. Whether that's your mental environment, your financial environment, or your emotional environment, or your spiritual environment. Okay. That there needs to be a sense of balance there. Um, and I think that the full moon really did a number emotionally uh, for many of us. It definitely magnified magnified which aspects of emotions do honor and favor our growth, stability, and overall enrichment. Um, and challenge it. I think that it really was about us challenging ourselves to become more grounded in those things that do have those traits of enriching, reflective, um, honoring capacity, right? Also, I wrote here the world card. So it's very fixed. One aspect I did speak on, like with cutting my hair, like I chose to cut my hair. Of course, there were things that were like I've been wanting to cut my hair for years, right? I've been think like I not strictly, but I've been thinking about it for years. And then something happened that was like, "Oh, I need to cut my hair." Right? So, with the death, Scorpio is the death card in tarot. With the energy of Scorpio, like it was definitely like tower energy where I was pushed by external forces to do what I had been sort of wanting to do for a while. You know what I mean? But also this growing hair for me, It's been known to take a little bit of time, okay? So this is definitely a fixed situation that I have to experience, that I'm going to experience. This is a very fixed time. Um, because of this transit of Pluto changing literally the whole fucking game, like, we're not going to see another eclipse or full moon eclipse in Scorpio for a minute, right? So to act going forward, it's really important to take this transformation, this ending energy, this resilience energy seriously, okay? And all we do, right? And we're off to a great start. I feel like with that trine today of Jupiter and Neptune, or in Pluto, I'm sorry, with Jupiter and Neptune squaring Neptune, which really encourages, you know, the long-term payoff of actions that we take and decisions that we make and things like that. Like, I feel like it's no better time than now because of, I mean, it's very companion energy. Speaking of the Lovers card in that, on the the thumbnail of that video that I played coming in, right? So let's see what the cards have to say. That's all for that. Putting my book away. Mercury retrograde is in effect, okay? That's definitely something that with the full moon video that I've recorded, that was like, I was editing it and I did everything and I was just like, it's too much. Like, there's too much going on and I can't focus and da 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 and da da da, and I need to reprioritize and stuff like that. Reprioritize. Retrograde, I feel like the RE part is really hitting hard and usually does. So maybe reevaluating things and reprioritizing it is something that we're going to have to do. We're going to be challenged by during this retrograde period. We have 4 of Swords and 8 of Cups. Yeah. And also, it's not just letting things go, but what are we going towards? Focusing on what we're going towards, because inevitably, in order to go forward, there's going to need to be adjustments made. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Okay? All right. I'm using the Ink Witch Tarot, and I'm just going to By the way, I hope everybody's doing well. How are you doing? I just wanted to also check in. Like, it's been a rough few weeks. And I mean, universe got hands, you know what I mean? So just know that it's okay to not be okay. Know that this is also challenging our sense of unity and community this time specifically. So let's see what messages come out for this Aether reading. With all that being said, with Mercury retrograde ending in a week and a half, and us going into this Taurus season. If you watched the last video I put up, it was titled Taurus season. But because of Pluto transitioning, the transition of Pluto, everything changes. It's so funny. Bruce Wayne 11 on Instagram was talking about, how Pluto is a small planet, is the smallest planet. It's like literally NASA was like, no, it's not a planet. It's a whatever. It's a dwarf planet. So it doesn't constitute as part of our solar system, but it does. I think it was reinstated. I don't know. But because it's the furthest away from Earth, and it's small, it's the smallest planet, it has the longest impact. Has the longest impact on our lives. Let's see what the bottom of the deck energy is. It is the moon. So with the moon coming out, I would say definitely when it comes to letting things go and just all that, like, it's really important to know and to trust ourselves in making the decisions on who we surround ourselves by and what we surround ourselves with. Okay? Because there are some things, some energies, yeah, don't be a fool. Form under the moon. There are some energies that maybe we need to let go of, that we're having a troubling time letting go of, that are false energies. Like they're masked and potentially for a purpose. So be sure to check in on ourselves and sort of take itinerary of the way people have shown up in our lives and the way that they continue to show up. Okay. Retrograde, definitely, like a trope about retrograde is like people from your past will come back, but also I think it's a lot about other things from the past coming back, and people sometimes holding the past so strongly against others. So yes. Okay. We have the Chariot reversed. We have all major arcana that came out. So we have the Chariot reversed, Justice, and the Hanged Man. Oh my gosh, this Hanged Man. I'm definitely going to get clarification. Oh, I don't have Old Trusty. Darn it. All right, let's just tap into this. Do, 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 do. Let's just go ahead and use the Moonology deck, because the moon did bod today, okay? So the Chariot reversed. So it may feel like we're not gaining momentum again with Jupiter squaring Pluto right now. Like things are going to take time. That was another message that came up in the reading that I did. I recorded it on the 28th of April, but it was a theme that came up, that things are happening, they're progressing, but we may not see the rewards as wow, okay. We may not see the rewards as quickly as we expect to or as we would like. Here, I'm gonna just go ahead. Let's see what this looks like. Great. So I'm going to put YouTube down there for now. For the Chariot reversed, I'll go ahead and lift it up for Instagram. For the Chariot reversed, from the Moonology, we have the new moon in Taurus. The new moon in Taurus this year is May 19th. I said the last video I did was a new moon in Taurus. It was actually the second new moon in Aries. And I do believe that that is because of the transitory patterns of Pluto. Okay. This new moon Taurus card says prosperity lies ahead. I sort of want to pull a card on this as well. My cards are under a lot of pressure right now. They're under a lot of art supplies. So I'm going to just go with the Romance Angels deck that is here. Oop. So, yeah, some of us may feel like stuck because of everything that's been happening and because of the results of it. But know that we're coming out of a time of that into a time of really being able to sort of grab the bull by the horns, essentially, and have more of a hold on things. Also, for others, there could be like some sense of faulty foundation happening. This was great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay. Yeah. So now my cards are all mixed up. They weren't before. But so that's the leading message right now. The Chariot reversed. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon Taurus. Great love is worth taking steps you're guided to take. So with that being said, wow, for the first portion, with the Chariot, Justice, and the Hangman coming out, oh my gosh, it's such a weird energy. Such a strong energy, too, with them all being major arcanas and me having shuffled the deck rather scrupulously. I mean, I haven't reset the deck in terms of, like, you know, doing things in order, like getting the suits in order and then, like, restacking. I haven't done that. So the fact that these cards came out is still sort of sideswiping me. But yeah, if we're feeling a little stuck right now, or we're feeling like nothing is advancing that we expect to be advancing, then this is an energy that is temporary. This is going to be further diminished, this energy of being stuck or being not advancing, by, again, that sense of letting go of things that don't honor us and things that are not contributing to our growth. Okay? As people, not as influencers or anything like that, but like as people. If and part of it is knowing that everything is either a lesson, a blessing, or things are in our lives for a lifetime, for a lesson, a blessing, or a lifetime. Okay? And the trope of that is true in that, you know, not everything is for everything. Not everyone is for everyone. And the part of that really takes the cake for me is that we ultimately decide what that is for us. Like, people come into our lives, you know, where we meet people every day, but we don't befriend them all, and we don't, have a family with them all, in the sense that, like, I mean, universally, we're all family, I feel like. But this sense of embracing really comes from things that pull at the heartstrings. Let's see what justice is. Why justice come out in this comprehensive 3 cards? Have faith in your dreams. That's the first one. Hold your vision, and you are good enough, okay? We have the waxing crescent moon, fixed moon, Scorpio, fixed moon. That's what I was talking about. I don't know what sign it's in right now, but if it's in Aquarius, that is a fixed moon. And then full moon in Virgo, okay? Full moon in Virgo was during Aquarius season, so that is funny. Maybe go back. Full moon in Virgo was March, I believe. March 5th or 4th. So maybe around that time, just, I don't know, maybe in the future, a year from then, is when this sense of prosperity will infiltrate into lives and really uproot, possibly propel the things that we're focused on forward, which is wonderful, lovely. Have faith in your dreams. The fact that that came out, like, on top of everything, there's butterflies here. Definitely transformative energy. It's kind of hard to see it. It's right there, I think. Yeah. These foily cards, okay? And this is the waxing crescent moon. I don't know which phase the moon is in right now, but that's okay. Okay. Because I don't really, I get confused with the different titles of the phases of the moon, other than full, quarter, and new. Okay. Let's see if the romance angels have anything to say about this. This comprehensive message that came out to clarify the other comprehensive message. Justice coming out, by the way, is honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Speaking of holiday time, this card looks like where I just recently went on holiday a little bit in France. And I'm like, is this a direct message? But even if it is, that was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. I'd never been overseas, so I'm sure like any overseas experience would be transformative. But it was transformative in the sense of the area that we were in was so beautiful, of course, because of the landscape, but I mean like the energies, the vibe, the absolute care. Just, I feel like self-care was so important there. Care of one another was important there. And the land, care of the land was important. And I feel like, not that that's not highlighted here in the US, but you know what it is. It wasn't a concrete jungle. And even the concrete jungle was gorgeous. Even the concrete aspects of where I was were absolutely intentional and absolutely gorgeous. I feel like the intentions that may be here are not so mindful and careful um as that. But anyway, I'm going into it too much. But yes, it was an amazing experience, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, we may see justice, we may see a balance or a rebalancing. Okay, that's another RE word, retrograde, rebalance. Also with Libra season, the Libra full moon, the full moon in Libra is going to be next month, around the 5th. So this could also be just like blind justice. This could also be pertaining to that because we did have the moon at the bottom of the deck. And I feel I'm going to predict a little bit that with this hangman, that some of us may be heavily weighing out our options going forward. And with this boat on honeymoon, I feel like that takes a very delicate, like this, it's like a gondola, I think. It's a very I'm sure there's a very precise amount of balance that it takes to be able to remain standing on a gondola. Even though it's not like the waters are not like an ocean, it's still water. It's still something to go lightly on. It's still something to be intentional and steadfast on. Okay? Steadfast, check out the bonnet bonus. Cause yeah, that's a big energy now as well. Um by ignoring the truth, we're doing ourselves disservice in any aspect. Okay? Whether that's the truth of what we want, what we desire, for the sake of saving grace with others, that is a major disservice. Okay? Um, if there's someone who has a problem, um, whether this be at work, whether this be communally, if there's someone who has a problem with the way that you're going in your life, remind them that it's not their life to live. Okay? That you appreciate their concern, but it's absolutely not their life to live. Full moon in Aquarius just, oh wow. Full moon in Aquarius just flipped over in my hand as I was trying to move the Moonology deck. I'll share it at the end. No, I won't. It says show the world the real you. Okay. I feel like that is, we're about to be, well, we're currently in, Pluto is currently in Aquarius. Okay. This is the time to really show up and show out in the fullest you that you can. Okay. Without any adverse influences or any really influences. Show up as yourself. Show up authentically, right? So yeah, I think that in accordance with the Justice card, because I feel like this is a Justice card, I don't know why the honeymoon card is here. I'll go into that. But with the Justice card, like, we may not have seen it for a while because this new century, I guess, this new, millennia, this new era, I don't know what word to put on it, honestly. I guess they all fit because everything is not like it was before. But it's been a lot about like influences. There's literally a genre of individuals who fall under a title of influencer, right? So I would say tread carefully with what you allow to influence your life. And by acknowledging whether like how you feel, like your feelings, like literally your feelings, like maybe physically, maybe emotionally, maybe just generally. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it does feel right, go for it. Don't hurt anyone. I don't think that it takes hurting people. Like, do it with love, right? And love does not hurt. Love should not take physical anguish to accomplish. Like, true love doesn't take that, right? It's 12:12. I'm going to try to rush along here on the last card, and then I'm going to pull an Afro Goddess Rising. Okay. Why is the Hangman here? Maybe. Oh, wow. The card that came out is the Waxing Moon. And it says, what do you need to release? Okay. This is the image. It's all foily. I'll go ahead and do it both ways, like every way, because what do you need to release? The Hangman needs to release the rope that's, around his neck, essentially. Things that are choking us up in the way that it's restricting us, our restrictions. Let me show the Hangman. The crows are already coming for this man. Does he have one eye? The crow ate his eye. And to add insult to injury, not only is he hanging, but stabbed. Okay? So those things that are this big Ten of Swords energy, the things that are holding us back in a toxic, malicious, unkind way, those are probably the things that we should be letting go of. Just from what I've seen in the cards and the readings that I've done. And I will try to upload that video, I guess. I may not have B-roll with it because that's the part that I was like, I'm done. But I probably will upload that video just for checks and balances. What do you need to release? That is a question. Everything else on these cards, on the Moonology cards, were statements. Okay? Right now is the time to do that. I mean, right now, if never before, is the time to do that soul work. Well, I don't know if Romance Angels was the best deck for this. But the clarification says flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. But what do you need to let go of? Maybe it is keeping ourselves to ourselves. Maybe it is the need to, maybe it's because we need to embrace community and establish a greater sense of unity, right? Okay. I think that is a huge, from what I understand, that is a huge proponent of this brand's been through something of their whole like what is the word I'm looking for? Of their manifest. Okay. I'll just use that word. It sort of means what I need it to mean, right? So yeah, we do need to release this sense of restricting ourselves. Hangman, oh my gosh. And it's probably what's been holding us back with this Chariot reverse. This is Mbuya Nahanda, Radical Rebirth. We're about to read what she has to say. She's number 5. 5th, the full moon in Scorpio was on the 5th. So it's just to be like, oh my gosh, numbers, synchronicities, what? And she is after Tituba. Tituba came out for me the other day when I did a read for myself. Anyway, so Mbuya Nahanda is a goddess of radical rebirth from Shona / Zimbabwe. Born around 1840, Sharwe, bear with me. Sharwe Inyakasikana channeled a Mhondoro, an ancient royal lion spirit named Nahanda, who has been incarnated by revolutionary Shona women for at least 500 years. Heralded as Mbuya Nahanda, Grandmother Nahanda, this great ancestress was a healer who declared war against colonial occupation. Girl, yes. Okay, so, okay. What? Okay. Absolutely incredible. The guidance from Mbuya Nahanda says, yes, you can. Stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over and be reborn. Like the sun, you rise again and 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 again. Okay? We may feel restricted, but we gotta keep going. Or even if we gotta take a break for a minute, get back up eventually and get going. Right? I've had to take breaks. Y'all, the reason why this my sister chose this orange one is because I have multiple sclerosis, right? And I have for 20 years now, almost. This July will be 20 years. And I forgot what I was saying. And it has been a struggle. It has been more of a struggle than it's needed to be, because I've been, trying to go around it and instead of acknowledging it and accepting it a lot of the time. Yes, you can. You got this. All right, so the embodiment for this goddess, Mbuya Nahanda, is dust yourself off, move forward, and go for it again. Life is about transition and change. You will fall on your face, change your mind, and need to make a comeback again and again. Release the idea that you messed up if things aren't perfect. Stop waiting to be ready. Make new choices and decisions. Forgive yourself. Forgive ourselves for not starting earlier, for making the choices we have, for getting into that relationship, for not getting into that relationship. There's more to come. Don't count ourselves out, basically. Okay? Because the declaration, the goddess declaration here is still I rise. Still I rise again and again and again and again and again and again. With the, I need to open my book again. Speaking of again, because I be taking notes, girl. I need to take notes. I need to have it written down because that's just the way it is with MS. Okay, like if I don't write it down, especially for things like this of this nature, my phone is filled. I can't. Oh, I wish I could show you. I will upload a screenshot if I can of all of the frickin' alarms I have set. I have like 4 calendars in my place. Like I need to have it written down and not on a piece of paper, or like these post-it notes are great, but mostly they're messy. Like they're the post-it notes are very immediate temporary things for me, but I need to know what's going on so that I don't miss things like deadlines, dates, things like that. I need to write it down. And I know that about myself. And I think that I have a call coming in that I love you. I'll call you back. No. Why would she call right now? I don't know. I don't know why you're calling right now, but I love you. And the live is back, but it's paused due to poor connection. So I lost that live on Instagram. Kind of a little bummed about that, but I'm not even going to let it get to me right now because I feel like I'm in a good vibe and I'm hanging out. If anyone wanted to join me, they could have joined me. No one did, except for one person on YouTube. Shout out to you. All right. So, but with this, still I rise again and again and again and again. The fact that Mercury is sextile Saturn right now, and that there are these new possibilities and new connections and new responsibilities that we have in our graces to take advantage of, not take advantage of. I can't stand that term. Those terms, take advantage of. It could be so crazy, right? So, but to really embrace, like, go for it. You got this. Okay. I'm kind of a little flustered now. I was in a good flow, but now I'm a little flustered. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have had not so rough of a time during these times. Remember, the energy of the eclipse lasts for 6 months. So going forward, implementing these messages is going to be important. Okay. I could read for like an hour. I don't know why this card is overturned right now, but I was talking about how people may have masks earlier, and this card, Instagram, I don't know what's going on with Instagram. This card is like just sticking up. Like literally the deck is faced this way. Okay. This card was just chilling on top, sticking up. So I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to sign off because because it's about that time. So first of all, for Mbuya Nahanda, I want to see her element. Her element is air. Her temple is the ancestors. For Jumbi of masks, her element is air, but her temple is shadows. All right, I'm just going to put both these goddesses here because they are the moment. They are the next 6 months. They're the next 6 months energy, okay? Beware of masked individuals. So, okay. Jumbis are scary, shadowy underworld spirits and monsters of the Caribbean. That is the quick description. That's the quickest description in this book. It's literally a sentence, okay? Jumbi's shadow guidance says, where is the lie? Get quiet and get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now you are confused. Now are you confused or are you afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The embodiment is show your true face. Oh my goodness. Was this not what this whole reading was about with the Justice card, which I don't know if I showed the Justice card, but she's blindfolded? Like, she wouldn't be able to see your face even if you showed your face, and she really just has to trust herself. Anyway, so show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you're wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You're lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. Clarity is such a major aspect for getting through this next 6 months. For potentially every day, like, of our lives, clarity is like, the where we want to be headed toward. But specifically for the next 6 months with this eclipse energy. Wearing a mask, if you're wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You're lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. There I am. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a projection of your own. Time to get, that's also a message to clear out. There might be people not only people outside of yourself, but yourself. There might be things about yourself that you need to get in touch with to be able to clear out so that you can clear out the necessary people and energies around you that need to go. You can't hold on to everybody, baby. You just can't. And expect to go forward in the ways that are going to be conducive to your best version of yourself. Anyway, like I said, after that card, that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy I did this, and I hope that everybody has a great rest of this month. I'll actually be back with the live probably next week. So hope to see you there. Bye.